Now your forecast first.
Sponsored by ESL Federal Credit Union.
Not too bad of a Saturday. Mostly sunny skies. We are seeing the sun set now. Daylight saving time kicks in tomorrow morning. It's a cold one. Wind chills in the 20s. A little breezy out there. That's what we'll have this evening. Temperatures hold in the 30s overnight. Sun returns for tomorrow, but could come with some snowflakes. Details on that coming up.
Also ahead, the St. Patrick's Day parade goes virtual, but one tradition remains relatively the same. And
folks in Monroe County need to stand up for Black lives.
Multiple local protests today to show support for the Black Lives Matter movement.
From the team you can trust, this is News 8 at 6.
And good evening, everyone, and welcome to a web edition of News 8 at 6. Several local Black Lives Matter protests took place today as a show of solidarity between suburban communities and the city of Rochester. The protests come after this week a report found the city, quote, knowingly suppressed information about Daniel Prude's death, and after a black man was fatally shot by police in the city after brandishing a knife at officers. Atia Collins joins us now from the site of one of the rallies on East Ridge Road in Irondequoit with more on how these groups shared their message. Atia.
Well, Jack, families, community organizations, and educational leaders are attempting to bring change to Monroe County suburbs. They did it this morning by standing on busy streets like here in Irondequoit, holding signs and sharing their message of equality with all those driving by.
So why are you out here today?
To change the world.
Black Lives Matter protests like these took over streets and business intersections in Monroe County suburbs like Penfield, Greece, and Parrington. Their signs and chants filling the air, the message clear to those driving by, equality for all.
I think it's important because Black Lives Matter and that not many people have been treating them correctly lately.
More than 90% of the Rochester Police Department's sworn officers live outside of the city, and organizers with Being Black in the Burbs wanted to reach officers in their home communities. The multiple protests taking place were an example of solidarity between the suburbs and the city of Rochester.
It's about justice. It's about fair treatment. And it's important that white allies be here for our black citizens.
The message goes beyond equality, but also representation in the education system and town boards as well. With elections on the way, many are trying to bring change to suburban communities through voting.
Diversity brings out the best qualities of any community, and it fortifies and strengthens it, not just politically, economically, but also helps to address mental health issues as well. We're a community, and together we are stronger.
Now the group Being Black in the Burbs is planning to continue advocating for diversity and inclusion as we head into the election season. Reporting in Irondequoit, Atia Collins, News 8.
Atia, thank you. And now for our continuing coverage of COVID-19. Monroe County reporting 108 new cases of COVID in the area. The 7-day average is 1.5%, just below 150 people in the hospital, 38 in intensive care in the Finger Lakes region. No new deaths to report today. And millions of Americans are awaiting their COVID relief payments either by direct deposit or through the mail. The checks are part of the latest relief package President Biden signed this week. Raquel Martin has more on what you can expect.
A third round of stimulus checks are now on the way.
85% of the households in America will be getting this money.
The checks are a part of the $1.9 trillion American Rescue Plan the president signed into law Thursday. At a Rose Garden celebration Friday, President Biden called it a victory for struggling families across the country.
Help is here.
Individuals making up to $75,000 will receive a $1,400 check. Married couples making up to $150,000 will get $2,800. And eligible parents will get another $1,400 for each child. And unlike the first two rounds of payments, eligible adults with dependent senior relatives or college-age children will also qualify for additional checks.
I hope that there will be some families that can do something special.
Illinois Democratic Congresswoman Sherry Bustos says she hopes the money will help repair the damage caused by the pandemic.
The idea is that this stimulates the economy.
But every Republican lawmaker voted against the bill. Among them, Senator John Kennedy of Louisiana, who says it's too expensive and all borrowed money America can't afford.
Deficits do matter. How long do you think your family would last if every month you spent more and more on the credit card and made the minimum payment?
Like previous payments, the IRS says taxpayers will need to take no action to receive their money. The IRS says the vast majority will be distributed by direct deposit. And for the rest, the check will soon be in the mail. In Washington, Raquel Martin.
Raquel, thank you. And despite it being tax season, the IRS is saying not to worry. They say their employees are working around the clock to get tax returns and stimulus checks to families quickly. They've also created an online link for those interested in tracking the status of their payment. And over 500 members of the New York National Guard are back home today. That announcement coming from the governor's office. They were deployed to the nation's capital after the January riots at the Capitol building. The governor says the National Guard members will go back to New York armories today. And calls for Governor Andrew Cuomo's resignation are growing, with leaders in the Democratic Party urging the governor to step down. Republicans also moving forward with impeachment proceedings as Cuomo says he's not budging. Jamie DeLine outlines what that could look like.
Similar to the United States Constitution, New York State's impeachment process begins in the lower house of the legislature. Of the 150 assembly members, 76 votes are needed to impeach. If that's the case, there will then be a trial in the Senate.
So what would happen is that trial would be held by what's called the Court for the Trial of Impeachments. And that consists of the New York State Senate and the 7 judges of the New York Court of Appeals, which is the state's highest court.
Bope says neither Andrea Stewart-Cousins or Lieutenant Governor Kathy Hochul would be able to participate in the trial, since they're in the line of succession.
So you would have the other 62 senators and the 7 Court of Appeals judges would have a trial, and ultimately you need 2/3 of those voting to convict.
In New York State's history, there has only ever been one governor impeached and convicted.
William Sulzer, back in 1913.
However, when it comes to Governor Cuomo, if he resigns or leaves office, the lieutenant governor becomes governor, who then has the power to appoint her own lieutenant governor, something that's unique here in New York State.
Jamie DeLine reporting there, and it's important to note that calls for resignation are based on allegations against the governor. At this time, the governor is facing no criminal charges stemming from the allegations made against him. We sat down with On the List, one of the women accusing the governor of misconduct, and for that full interview and the latest on the Attorney General's investigation into Governor Cuomo, you can head over to our website, rochesterfirst.com. And a person was found on fire on Lyle Avenue yesterday. According to Rochester police, the 53-year-old was taken to Strong Hospital with severe burns on his lower body. An investigation is underway as police determine how the victim caught fire, whether intentionally or accidentally. No arrests have been made. And Rochester firefighters responded to a call on Lake Avenue today. Multiple lanes were blocked off as they set up on a multi-story building in the area. First responders, including paramedics, were also on scene. No details on any possible injuries or what prompted the response, but we are waiting to hear back from the RFD. And the St. Patrick's Day parade may have gone virtual this year, but one tradition did continue, the annual Mass held at St. Joseph's in Penfield. The church service always precedes the parade, open to anyone wanting to honor St. Patrick. This year, the indoor capacity was limited due to the pandemic. Kate McBride, who is a member of the St. Patrick's Day Parade Committee, says a lot has changed this year. The board is happy this one tradition has remained relatively the same.
It's such a wonderful tradition in Rochester and brings out so many people from our community, from all walks of life, and we want to do something special to still celebrate the day. We're here at St. Joe's for a wonderful Mass, which always we start Parade Day out with a Mass, and so it's just a great day to celebrate St. Patrick and our community.
The St. Patrick's Day Parade was held virtually this year. You can watch it on our website, rochesterfirst.com. And James Gilbert, we are getting above 70 degrees just a couple of days ago, back down to earth today with those winter temperatures. March in Rochester in a nutshell. How's the rest of our weekend look?
Not too bad, Jack. We don't expect much snow in the forecast, really at all. Let's take a look back at numbers. This is records go back to really the late 1800s. The lowest snow on record for March is Trace, 2010. Then you go up an inch or two here and there. Top 5, we could be, if the month ended now, we've got 1.4 inches of snow so far, March 2021. Today is the 13th. And I don't really see much in the forecast really throughout this week and maybe even to finish the month as well. If we double that number, that would still put us in top 10. Of course, we've seen big snowstorms at the end of March, but really not looking in that direction. As I say that, we've got snow in the forecast. Tomorrow, some flakes around, and temperature is going to be right in the lower 30s. You see the breeze. That's what that squiggly line is there. It's a breezy afternoon. We've got a frontal boundary moving through. That's going to bring some light snow showers, and of course, the time is going to be different. We're moving that clock forward 1 hour. We spring forward. Daylight saving time begins. The sunset is at 7:15. Your watch may not change. If it's an Apple Watch, it will change. Your phone will change. It's just the oven and things like that, microwave. Those are the ones you got to change. All right, clear tonight, but temperatures stay not that bad. We've got some warmer air that just kind of hangs out with us, so we'll stay in the lower 30s, and then we'll watch temperatures drop as the frontal boundary drops across the region tomorrow. You'll see kind of a hodgepodge of some very light snow showers. Some of these could be a little bit squally, right? Reduce visibility quickly, drop a quick trace. But other than that, we could see some bits of sun squeaked in between this. Temperatures continue to drop Sunday night into Monday. It's a very cold start to the work week on Monday. Numbers in the teens, wind chills, single digits. So winter jacket worthy for sure to start the week. But we have a bit of a warming trend for the rest of the work week. Few flakes for you tomorrow. Really no impact, not plow worthy, barely even looking at the shovel. Breezy. 20 to 30 mile per hour wind gusts, and a slow warming. We've got 40s, maybe even 50 degrees by Wednesday. Talk about the wind gusts here, 20 to 30 mile per hour gusts by the morning. Of course, the sun will not be up by this time, right? Because the clocks move forward. Then look at this, could see a 40+ mile per hour wind gust in the afternoon. Bit breezy, especially along Lake Ontario shoreline, always a little bit breezier there when it's coming out of the north. Those winds calm down once the system moves out by Monday. 8-day forecast, so when clocks move forward, Monday not too bad, cold and sunny. A storm system just breezes by to our south on Tuesday, but note the temperature, so really no threat for any snow showers there. We stay warm. We could see 50 degrees Wednesday. That's St. Patrick's Day. Next storm watching Thursday. Another system could be to our south, might miss us. A little bit cooler Friday with some sun, and then Saturday, guess what? Spring is there on Saturday, and it does look like, again, another warming trend. We see a lot of 40s here. That's really going to hurt our chances for any big snowfall as we get into the second half of March. Jack?
James Gilbert, another midweek warm-up. I am not complaining at all. You know how much I like the warm weather.
Yeah, we'll see it for sure by Tuesday and Wednesday.
James Gilbert, thank you. That's all for this web edition of News 8 at 6. We're back on TV at 11. See you then.
Follow News 8 wherever you are on RochesterFirst.com, Facebook, Twitter, and our apps for both news and weather.